This is Billing Precision Macro Makeover for the Day 1 macros. We're going to begin this training in our Bill and EHR screen, which is this screen in front of you. You can get to it from the top left-hand corner or also from your provider room kiosk. Once you've entered this screen, you're going to go ahead and go to Note Macros, Load Note Macro. Anything beyond this first tab, which is your default tab, are macros that we've added into your system. So in this case, it's going to be Day 1 to discharge. We're going to be working on Day 1 macros on this training. Select Day 1 tab. There's a total of 6 options here. The 6 options that you see in front of you, the first 3 are for health insurance or cash patients, and then the last 3 are for workman's comp or auto accidents. So just choose accordingly. In this case, we're going to go ahead and choose full recovery for a cash or insurance patient. We're going to select replace current note with macro because there is no information on this patient's account already because this is their Day 1 account or their Day 1 note. When we load the macro, it loads our personal practice preferences. So in this case, not clinically indicated, meaning that vitals were not clinically indicated on the Day 1 exam. If you needed to change this on a practice level, we can make those customizations. Or if you want to change it on a per patient level, then you would simply select the blue box, and then it would pull up your options that you have underneath it. So in this case, our options are not clinically indicated and clinically indicated. And when you select it, it automatically loads it in there for you. These are all the changes that you would need to make under subjective if needed. The next tab we're going to go to is objective. There are 3 lines here, 3 line items here for you. The first is your initial objective. This is where you're going to select the area of the body examined. In this case, we have preloaded for this macro cervical, thoracic, lumbar. However, if the patient did come in with any other complaints elsewhere, you would select the blue box, and then you would just select which area of the body. In this case, we'll select right shoulder. Close. This next line is your Xray Rationale. This again is a customization we can do for your individual practice, or you can change it on a per patient level. Currently we have full spine x-rays loaded into this system. You can see this by clicking the blue box, clicking Xray Rationale, and then you can see that the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar posture Xray Rationale is currently built in. To remove, you just select and it will take it off. And then close. This third line is your OATS. This stands for Outcome Assessment Tools Score. This is where you're going to enter the results for your Oat Score by selecting the box. Typically it's 0 to 100. Selecting the patient's score for their chief complaint, and then selecting a goal under goal. We are now done in the objective tab. We're going to move straight ahead to assessment. With these macros, as long as you have the correct and updated new patient paperwork, you do not need to fill in your ADLs into the system. They are already on your new patient paperwork and they do not need to be re-entered again. So this is why we're going to move directly to the assessment tab. When you loaded your macro, you loaded a full recovery or informed consent automatically in here. So the only things that you would need to enter under the assessment tab would be your diagnosis codes. You can select the box. Some doctors are really great at going through the tabs and looking at it. I, on the other hand, am not. So I'm going to just type it up top. That way it loads it into my narrative as well as it loads it up top. We are now done with the assessment tab. We're going to move forward and go to the plan tab. Again, this is a customization that we can make per practice, or you can change it on an individual patient level. In this case, when we loaded this macro, it loaded a 3 to 4 region adjustment, group exercises with a wobble, and our dynamic traction. If you need to add additional things or take them away, you can select the care or one of the boxes above in blue, go to Treatment Plan, and then you can turn on or turn off the dynamic traction, maybe switch on head weights by plate, and then hit Close. This is all that you need to do for a day 1 macro. We're going to review this macro by going to Narrative, double-clicking in the box, which updates it with the information we filled in, and then you can see that you have a full day 1 narrative. This has been it for the Day 1 Building Precision Macro Makeover